Thank you for joining me tonight. If you would like to see how I brought this piece of jewelry back to life, please stay tuned and hit that like button and that subscribe button if you want to see more of these pieces being remade. So, thank you for joining, and here we go. Welcome to another retro jewelry revival. I have this beautiful pin that I'm going to clean up and paint with the alcohol ink. The backing is nice. It looks pretty darn good structurally. You know, there's nothing missing or broken. So I can't wait to get this piece back to being beautiful. All right, thank you. Stay tuned. So the first step that I'm going to do is wash this piece of jewelry. So I've got some soapy water here, and I'm going to just put that in there and let it soak for a little while. I'm going to find my brush and give it a good brushing. I'll probably let this sit for maybe 15 minutes just to make sure that anything, if it's stuck on, it can get loosened. And it's just a little bit of dish soap. So I will let this sit here for a little bit, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this has been soaking for about 10 or 15 minutes, and you can see already, I don't know if you can see how dirty that water is. So I'm just going to give it a little rinse, and then I'm going to take my brush and see if I can get any of that rust off. It doesn't appear to be coming off of this at all. So, and that's fine. We'll just paint over it and see what happens. I like to experiment. So when I'm looking at this though, this appears to be rust to me. So when I cover it with the ink, my guess is it's going to cover it pretty good because of the way I've used it before. There may be a risk that it bleeds through, so I guess I'll cross that road when I come to it. I don't think it's paint. I do think it's rust. It looks like rust, and when I scrape across it, there's a texture of the leaf, so I don't think it's actually paint on there. And then when I look at this silver here, I don't know if you can tell, but some of that chrome, I guess, is coming off. So it'll just probably give it a nice texture underneath the paint once I get that all on there. So I'm going to dry this off and come back, and then we'll get the table protected with some paper towels. Otherwise, I will end up with ink everywhere. All right, so I'll be right back. The colors that I'm going to be using are Intrigue, Ginger, Tranquil, and some silver. I like the way it already has silver in it, so I'm going to start with the silver as a base. Let me see if I can bring this in a little closer to you. Nope, wrong direction. There we go. And so let's start with that. So I'm just going to, here we go. I'm just going to try it. My work surface has paper towel and then a plastic baggie so that I don't hopefully make a huge mess with this. So here we go. Okay. So to start with the silver, I'm going to let this do its own thing. So I'm just going to put a drop here and there and see how it flows, where it ends up. You know, I don't want it to puddle too much. Although if it does, I don't really care because I'm going to put another color over the top of it and it'll probably kind of mix together. So I'm just going to cover everything right here. And I think I'm going to do these two since the chrome's coming off, just to kind of give it its own little shine with this. Here we go. Okay, that's actually kind of looking good. So here we go, a little bit here. So the point of this video, you know, is to encourage you to see something different out of something that you have. So let's say you've been gifted some old jewelry, but it has a sentimental value, but it doesn't look like you could wear it. Maybe it's broken or the paint's coming off. You know, I mean, obviously, if it's an antique and it has value that way, leave it alone. But if you want to try to update something and wear it, try it. Just try it. That's the key. You know, you just want to experiment, and who knows, maybe by doing that, you'll come up with, you know, something that's really, truly spectacular. So let me tip this. Here, we have a storm coming, I think, because there's a fly in here. That's what my mother always used to say, that they would come in when the storms are coming. So this looks like it's covering that rust pretty well. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a coat. And this has a dropper, and instead of like dropping it drop, I'm just gently squeezing this and actually using the tip as a paintbrush. So it just kind of, you know, put a little teeny bit about on it, and then it spreads it around. So there we go. Look at it already. It's looking so pretty. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I haven't made too much of a mess out of my hand. That's always good. And get a couple more things here. So I'm just gonna, oh yeah, I did. I made a mess. Nah, that's okay. It comes off pretty well. At first I was like, oh gosh, it's on my hand. But then, you know, it washes right off. So if you don't want it on your fingers, and maybe the manufacturer direction says to not, you know, get it on your skin, then you definitely want to wear some gloves. So I'm shaking this. There's a little ball in here that will help distribute the pigment. So I'm just going to shake that up. And I'm going to try to be really, really careful, because I want layers of color. I don't want it to be all blotchy. So there's that, and then this one's a pink. I'm going to use this Intrigue. Give that a shake. I'm also going to use this ginger color. That's what it's called, and it's kind of a brown. So it's kind of, you know, it's a fall brooch in my opinion. So I'm going to see what this does, but just barely, hopefully barely, dropping a little bit in certain spots. And I kind of want it to spread out a little bit, but I want it blended, so hopefully I won't cover up all the silver. Look at that, I just made it rusty again, didn't I? I promise it's gonna look better. At least I hope. I hope it looks better. Oops, excuse me, sorry about that. And so there. So that's that. So I'm going to put some of this color on now. So my idea was that it would have, like, you would be able to see the brown and then the teal and then maybe the pink coming through. So we'll see if I can get this as a smaller drop. There we go. I kind of want it to be blended. So I'm going to use this little pen right here. See if I can blend that a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. So you still see the brown underneath, but then the teal kind of comes over the top of it. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted her to do. This one comes out pretty fast, quite frankly. So let's see if I can move it around. Oh yeah, That's pretty. So it kind of gives it a green look to it, doesn't it? Okay. So I don't care if it accidentally drops in a spot. I don't want it to be to look like a drop. So that's why I'm kind of blending it out a little bit. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted to do, but hey, that's okay. Look at that. That actually looks pretty good. Let's see if I can get some of that off. Oh, yeah. Okay. I like it. So I don't want it to pull up and look like an actual drop. I like the way this is blended. So now I've got the brown and the green teal on there. All right, so let's do the same thing over here on this one with the brown, and maybe we'll do the pink on this side. So I'm going to start with the brown. I'm going to do the same thing. Give it a little distribution here with the tip. And I'm not squeezing this bottle at all. I'm just kind of letting gravity be my friend. And I really didn't have a plan for this other than I wanted to use these colors. So I think it's kind of forming its own plan. So I've got the teal over here. Now I think I'm going to use the pink. And we'll see what that does on here. And then I guess I'm going to have to do it there too. So we'll see. That there. And I'll just drop a little drop here and there. Let it blend. And again, I'm not squeezing this tip at all. I'm just putting it on there so it doesn't get all blotchy. And then since we did this with the teal on that side, I'm going to put that here on the swoopy thing. And then take off some of that excess. So there's that. Oh my goodness, I like it a lot. Okay. So, well, I hadn't planned on using a third color other than the silver. But since I have blue here and I've got pink here, I need to find another color for this. So that way that's a trifecta. Because I don't want to just keep it silver. So, let's see. First I am going to blend this out because I don't want that pooling like that. And there we go. Okay, let me look at this green, the teal part. I'm not really going to get hung up on all these little silver areas because I think it looks fine having the silver showing through with the teal and the brown, and then this one having the silver and the brown and not completely like, well, this one's silver but this one's pink. I'm fine with that. It kind of gives it a little bit of, you know, it looks non-intentional. It looks more natural that way, like in nature. So now I need to find another color. I will be right back. Okay, since I have pink and teal, I'm going to use this color. It's called Sublime. I've used this color in other videos. So let's go ahead and shake this up, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll start with the brown. I think that silver gave it a nice base. Hi, Fly. Hi, fly. I know. Okay, there's a little piece that pulled right there. So we'll get that. There we go. Usually I have my fan on and the flies stay outside, but like I said, I think there might be a storm coming, so he's in here with me. That's fine. Okay, so here we go. We've got the green, the Sublime, and I'm going to start putting it in here and just letting it do its own thing. Mixing with that brown. Thank you, fly. Okay, so there we go. Ooh, that's pretty. Now, intentionally, though, I am going to put it right here, since the other ones have it. Okay, let's see if I like this color combo. I actually love it. I do love it. I think I do want to put a little bit more teal over here. So I'm going to go ahead and, this may make it or break it. We'll see. I could totally mess this up now. But I just want to see it. A little more color. Just a little bit. And I love this color here called Tranquil. It has some silver in it, and it really shines through. Okay, so I just dropped it on there. Now I'm going to take this piece of wire and just blend it. So I'm kind of feathering it out so it's not looking like a drop, like it's actually part of the metal. You know, when you drop something like color and you get this little, I'll show you, see if you can see it. It looks like, it's like a drop. It looks like a drop, you know, and you've got the edges around it. I want to smooth out that color. Smooth it out so it's not, just looks like something dropped on there. There we go. And then if I accidentally get it anywhere, and there's a little brown here, we'll just spread that out, blend it out. And that. Okay. Wow. Look at that. All right, so now the videos that I've done previously with this alcohol ink, I didn't spray it with any kind of sealer or anything like that. And one of the pieces that I did a few weeks ago was in the house, and I accidentally got it wet, and this stuff did not come off. So I'm pretty confident that I can wear this as it is without putting any kind of a treatment on it, and I think it'll be fine. So the green did get in that little thing right there. Let me see. I gotta fix it. I mean, it looks okay. It looks intentional, but it looks too much like a drop to me. So I'm gonna try not to mess this up. There we go. Yeah, I just don't like that pooling look where it looks like a drop of something. I guess I don't know what the word is I'm trying to say. Okay. And I think I'm just going to go over a little bit more with the silver in certain areas. See if we can not mess it up here too. So, like right here, give it a little silver since it was on the thing. Kind of just kind of clean it up a little bit. So, if there is any that drips over, it doesn't look all smudgy, you know. Dirty. Gives it a little bit of a more polished look. There we go, like that. Okay. There we go. So, I'm calling this done. So there we go. We have the Retro Jewelry Revival. I think this is 5. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then we'll clean up the background so you can actually see what this piece looks like once it's dry. So here we have it. It's dry. Retro Jewelry Revival 5. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more of these videos, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And thank you again so much for joining me. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I really can't thank you enough. I mean, it's just been an overwhelming journey that this has been. So thank you again so much for joining me. And I hope you have a great night, and I will see you next time.